today's seminar, and I'm going to get Mike to explain it, but just to give you an overview, if you didn't read the write-up in our notification, this isn't to learn about how to sell a farm property. It's not to learn about how to sell land, right? This is an opportunity that I wanted Mike to give you, because he did get creative in promoting a very interesting website for farm and land. And I'm going to turn it over to him to give a better explanation of what that is.
Perfect. Thanks, Aaron. And you guys probably share the same sentiment, but Aaron has always been at the very top of my list of brokers who I've looked up to. And I agree, we're kind of in that same gene pool of creative thinkers and entrepreneurs, and that's just what drives me. I just finished saying to my agents, my favorite day of the week is Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is the day that we get to, turn it off. Saturday we rest, Sunday's a rest day, and then Monday we get to go back at it. And I just love almost every day of the week, at least more than 50%. So I had our new Moxie Works websites are based off of the WordPress platform, which is a platform that I'm comfortable with. I've used it for many years, and I really seen a great opportunity to build local SEO. And if you were to go to our company website, C21 in Studio, you can see the amount of work that I've put in on a local level, building out all sorts of content and localized pages. And then I had this idea to create a website for to target Ontario farms and land. And the idea is that most realtors don't think about targeting all of Ontario. I've been a realtor for several years before I started the Century 21 franchise. And I can tell you, I would never think about starting a website targeting all of Ontario farms and land. Maybe a lead gen site, it wouldn't carry a lot of weight. But the search Ontario farms for sale, that search alone gets about 10,000, I believe, searches per month. And then you break it down to localized searches, Bradford farms for sale, Grey Bruce farms for sale, all of the different municipalities throughout Ontario. And you're talking about oodles of searches for land and farms for sale across Ontario. People want to buy farms, and so when you look at how difficult it is to build a website to rank high on Google for that search term, Ontario farms for sale, it's actually quite easy, and that's what really piqued my interest, because nobody does it. I mean, you have the big players who have these generic landing pages for Ontario farms for sale, that sort of thing, but they haven't put in a lot of effort to build out these pages. And so that's what I set out to do at the end of 2021. I put in about a couple months of work, hard work in terms of a lot of content writing. I hired people to do research all across Ontario. I'll show you that in a moment. And we just launched the website the beginning of this year, and within 2 months of being on Google, we're already number 10 in the top 10 results when someone searches Ontario farms for sale. To me, that's really exciting, because I haven't even tipped the iceberg in terms of how powerful the SEO machine is going to be when it comes to onboarding agents across Ontario, and really increasing our backlinking in SEO when it comes to blogging and that sort of thing. So if I can share my screen, I would just love to show you the site, and then I'll show you a couple of other components of the site, and then I'll just tell you kind of what the pitch is. And before I get to this, I want you guys to understand my heart. I'm not really in it for the money. Money is not what drives me. I'm an entrepreneur, and I love to win. And I never had a successful farm career when I was selling. And over the past couple of years, I've had a couple of agents, and one in particular who just did double century on this year, who just nailed it with farms. And so my initial motivation was, hey, we're going to ride this, and how can I continue to bring value to my realtors? And that's where this idea was born. And then, so I've created a little bit of a business here, but really at the end of the day, it's meant to help all of us get more business. This is the main website. If you land on it, it's ontariofarmsandland.com. And my main focus, again, like some of you might look at it and say, well, you know, it's not to my kind of taste per se, but my main focus is SEO. I want to make sure that it's written correctly so that it ranks on Google. So of course, when people land on a page, they want to start searching for homes right away. And if you scroll down, we've put a lot of information in here to help us rank on Google. You know, we have some information on Ontario farming. This is kind of a rabbit trail, but we started building a local roadside stand directory. So if I click on this real quick, you can see that we have hundreds of local farmers all across Ontario and their roadside farm stands. So another, like, it's just a nice tool for you to say, hey, go onto our website. There's a form here that they fill out, and then we input their information so that, you know, people can, know where in Ontario they can buy local produce and that sort of thing. Just gonna click the back button here. And then we've built pages for all of these communities across Ontario. So Grey Bruce, Huron, Perth. Where are you guys? Are you central Ontario?
Be York. There's York, Toronto.
Yeah, I think you guys are York, Toronto.
Do you have a Simcoe?
Yeah.
No Simcoe yet.
It could probably be refined a little bit more. Where do you see yourself on here? Sorry, I should have.
I was going to say there could be suggestions for Simcoe farms, right? You have York and Toronto on the same, so York and Toronto could be split up.
Yeah, York goes up to Bradford, right? Yeah.
It goes just before Actually, Bradford's now Bradford is in Simcoe region. So.
Okay, right. So again, like lots of local content, blogs, and I'm just going to come back up to the top. So basically, when someone lands on this page, we want to feature the realtors who are advertising on the website. So I'll just take you through this process. If someone clicks on Grey Bruce and they find Susan Moffat, they can click on her profile, and we build a page for every single realtor that advertises on the website. And so this is Susan Moffat's profile. You know, a link back to her personal website. Any of her listings that she has featured kind of come up here. This is Susan. So if you have a video that you've done on a farm listing or something like that, we can embed that into the website. And then her website is accessible through the Grey Bruce farming page, which is this one here. And so for Grey Bruce, we built this page. And again, it's a lot of local content where you scroll down. Same thing, you have the roadside directory, you have the agents that are advertising on the Grey Bruce site. We have information from population to land size, all this information from farmers markets to vet clinics, ag supply shops, auctions, farm categories, conservation, soil types, weather types. So at the end of the day, we wanted to provide a lot of value to hobby farmers and farmers who might, come on the website and say, this is more than just, like listings and a sales pitch. We actually wanted it to be a good resource. And so that's kind of, I guess, the website in a nutshell, to say we have a homepage, we have localized pages for communities, and then we have realtor pages. And then I would just want to jump over and show you, I'm a subscriber to a website called Surfer SEO. It's a really powerful website that shows, how your website ranks against other websites and your content score and stuff like that. And you can see, actually, just yesterday, the day before, we were number 11 on Google for the search term Ontario farms for sale. And this morning, I was actually surprised to see that we've already moved up another rank. We're number 10. And it'll be no time at all that we start to creep up this. And I wouldn't be surprised if we can get on the first result on Google. And you can just see that the amount of work we put into our website and our content is well above all of our competitors in front of us. Then just going over to, I'll just kind of bounce around a couple things real quick, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Another realtor who's advertises on our website, his name's leaving me for a second. He started this Facebook group called Ontario Farms and Land for Sale. I had no idea he started this. I started the website. I found him online, and he's made me an administrator for this website. There's 40,000 members, and what an amazing tool, because every time I post one of our farms for sale on here, within the same day, we have about 1,000 click-throughs to our website. So 40,000 members. We get requests like 100 new members probably per day to join the group. So this is another really cool resource where you can advertise your website. I'll come back to this one in a second. And just to show you, like, you know, our daily hits on the website. These are, like, when I show you these big numbers, it's mainly because I'm pushing them through that Ontario Farms and Land group. But 868, 721, 325, 1,000. And then we have some low numbers, and these are just our organic search results coming through the website at the moment. And so let me just kind of finish off with our business model. So everything that you see right now, for us to build the community page and to get you guys your own profile page, we're charging $2,500 per year. It's exclusive to Century 21, but it's non-exclusive within offices, because I'm a firm believer that there's no one agent that can serve their entire community. So in our office, or our various offices, we have 4 agents that are advertising on the website. And then I would like to add that out of that $2,500, we put $500 towards Google AdWords for your specific community. And that's where I would show you right now. Lenark leads, what's his name? That's really bad of me to forget somebody's name, but I've never actually met him in person. Lenark leads Scott Somerville. Anybody know Scott? Anyway, so Scott, he's paid his money, and we started an ad campaign in the past couple of weeks, and you can see that for $37 out of his $500 budget, we've had almost 9,000 local impressions and 99 click-throughs to the Lenark's Leads website. So, like, multiply this by agents across all of Ontario that we're going to have on the website, and we're going to be a powerhouse. And so I guess the last thing I'd like to finish off here, guys, is I pitched this to another office, like just one of the owners, and I really appreciate Aaron's outlook on this. After this call, I would really recommend that you guys grill Aaron on this, because he's your trusted advisor. I might come across as being pitchy or whatever, but the other broker got back to me. He says, you know what, Mike, I talked to my office about it, and farms sell really fast around here, and so we don't really need any help selling farms, so we're going to decline. And I did send him a little follow-up email, but the point is, guys, is that this is not to sell farms. This is to get farms. When people Google Ontario farms for sale, they may have a farm for sale, as you guys know. When you're showing up on the first page of Google and they see realtors that are aggressively marketing and ending up on the first page of Google, that's your opportunity to put your face there. And you guys, I hate the term, like, if you get only one farm, it's going to pay for the advertising. Well, honestly, if you get one farm, it's going to pay for a lifetime of advertising. But that's not the point. It's like, it is a relatively small amount of money to pay for the other advertising we do. I hate print advertising. It's very expensive, and it's very, for the most part, it's not very useful. Online advertising is very good. This is optimized, and it's going to bring you guys business. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, Aaron can kick me out of the call, and you guys can grill him. Why'd you bring this Mike guy on here anyway?
I think go ahead. I think sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
Okay, I had a question for you, Mike. This sounds wonderful. I sell farms in my area, which you don't have on there, which is Brant, County of Brant. You've got Haldeman. I've been selling farms for 43 years. I'm actually a double centurion myself this year. So always been a centurion since I joined Century 21, and farms is a big part of what I sell. So this sounds wonderful. I'm quite interested. How long does it take you to set up a page?
Less than a week.
Okay, great.
I'm anxious about this. I'll be up tonight. You call me, I'll be like, my wife will be like, come to bed, sweetie. And I'll be up there. I'll get you going.
Sounds good. Thank you.
What's your name again? Sorry.
I'm Terry Davidson. I actually worked with Susan Moffat a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago, on a farm in
Perfect.
did sell a farm in your area.
I
Just
think
a
I
good,
recall that. Nice
yes.
little horse farm. It was winter.
Yeah, it was exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Any other questions, guys?
I wanted to make sure to get all the questions, and if anybody's thinking of something, go ahead and put your hand up as well if you'd like, just so we know that you want to speak. This is exciting to me. I worked on SEO and websites and WordPress for about 10 years when I was selling as a hobby. I think, and that was what it was. I wanted to see what I could do and rank and opportunities and all this sort of stuff. And the one thing I realized after the 10 years and all the rest of it is time is money. And the biggest advantage to what Mike's doing here is the time aspect. Even if you had the knowledge to be able to do what Mike's doing, you wouldn't have the time. You've got to get out there and sell. And to have a Century 21 branded website that's going to be as strong as it, like $2,500 is a very good opportunity. And in terms of exactly what Mike said, the exposure that you can get from this, and where marketing is heading. Right now, everybody's doing these lead generation landing pages, and you get leads, and it's the time to respond to everybody, all that kind of stuff. The type of leads that come off of this style of marketing are not the ones that you will be getting that take a lot of time. So these are good quality leads of people that are actually wanting the information you provide or wanting the expert in an area. So the style of lead gen that this is exactly what we should be doing, right? But the time to create, and you can't go to a third-party provider and say, make me this. The only person that's going to be able to pull this together is somebody that's heart and soul is there, probably with his laptop open in his bed at 11 o'clock, putting together things because he's passionate about it. So Mike, I think it's amazing what you're doing. And I personally, like, my goal was to get at least 3 people from our company to look at different areas. And I'm really happy that with Terry, that direction, we've got a lot of farms and land that we sell, East Schoolenberry, Georgina, Simcoe region with Bradford, Tecumseh, and Mike can focus on any area. I think, is that correct, Mike? If there's an area that isn't on your screen, and and I think
this is going to evolve. Like, part of that money, like it's like there's a huge amount of administration that's factored into that. So just so you guys know, like my wife is going to become our full-time administrator for the site when it's full, in the sense that when calls come through our 800 number, we have to route them back to you guys. I'm trying to work with Moxie Works so that at least any of your own listings go back to you guys. But there's no referrals here. I'm never going to, upcharge you for anything like that. Any leads that come through the site are going to be routed back to you guys, whoever's area it is. And it's going to be a little bit of an administration nightmare. But like, in the sense, when it's full, I'll need a full-time person just to manage the admin. So don't look at, like, I'm charging you $2,500, I'm paying $500, and I get to keep the other $2,000. No, I've factored in the fact that it's going to require a call center eventually to distribute the leads and calls that come in, because I can't answer the calls all the time, for that sort of thing. But
here's a good question. So for your specific page on an area, and a lot of times that's being created, and then you maybe share, if there's 3 people in one area in our office that want to go on it, 3 people can go on it. It's no problem. The more the merrier, and all the rest of it. What about content in terms of continued articles or things that the agents can, provide you with, or are you looking for content from agents that join the site?
Absolutely. And I'll send an email to you, Aaron, with our kind of onboarding and kind of our contract. And that's, if you guys would commit to doing that, that's how you're going to stand apart on a website like this. So building out localized content in the form of writing an article, writing anything really that's relevant and sending it over to us. We'll build it into a blog post and publish it, and you'll get all the credit for that. It'll be featured on your page and on the community page that you belong to. So that's part of the strategy, is that we would have some passionate guys within the website submitting content and saying, hey, wrote an article, and that's part of our onboarding for sure. Yeah.
Terry, got a question?
I had another question. Yeah, I actually write a column for Rider Magazine, so I would assume I could incorporate that. One of the things I didn't like that you just said was that it's a 1-800 number. Why would we not publish our own cell number that people can contact us directly?
You do.
Rather than go into, okay.
100%. All of your own information. I don't want my number on there anywhere. Unfortunately, the way our websites are designed right now, when somebody clicks on any listing, like if they land on Ontario Farms and Land and they're searching through the listings, we have to have a phone number there for general inquiries. And so that number, I've set up a 1-800 number. It right now just points to my cell phone, but I thought it would be cool to have an 800 number for Ontario, because if I put a 519 number, it's not going to necessarily resonate well with, you guys are, I think, 705 or 905 in your area. But on your websites, your pages, it's all your information. I backlink back to your website. I have your emails, all that stuff for sure. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
I guess
sorry, with regards to your article, yeah, we'd love to share those posts if that was a way. If you're writing a post and you're submitting it to another website, you wouldn't want to submit the exact same content, unless of course you give it to us first, because then they would be the copycats. But you don't want to submit.
It's a website, but it's also a newspaper. I've been a columnist there for 15 years with Rider Magazine. So it actually, I'm the only one who writes in there as a realtor, but it covers all disciplines of horse riding. So I don't know. I think I'd like to stay with that. So I could always do something different for this.
Or we can embed a feed or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll definitely make use of it.
That is a good point. And just to let everybody know, I mean, what you think about anytime you do put content online, there is a strategy to doing it. So really think that through, of where you want to have that content give strength to, right? Why give it to a magazine when you can give it to a site like Ontario Lands, because you're going to be just helping build more SEO for leads to come through to you. Usually those magazines already have the SEO for certain. They already have the strength, and so anyway, just think about stuff like that. The listings that are on the site, are you going to be able to have a carousel of local listings on the agent's site, their landing page? You said featured listings when you were on one of the sites there. Is it their own listings that are on there, or is it ones they choose, or is it a carousel of area properties for sale?
Yeah, so a couple things on listings. On your own page, we have a feed for your own listings. We can also put a feed for your local, like, area listings through the DDF or through the CREA feed. On the municipal level, we have feeds for the whole area. And then one other feature that we've yet to incorporate is featuring your listings on the front page of Ontario Farms and Land. And that's just an upsell feature for your clients to say, hey, we're part of this website, and for 2 weeks, we'll have you advertised on the home page of that website. And that's going to require a little bit of legwork, in the sense that you have to email us the MLS number when it's live, and then we just have to go and input that. And so we'll have a carousel on the homepage eventually with any brand new listings that you have.
That's actually a good point. There's so many advantages to this. Like, in my head, I'm going through all the different things. Oh, backlinks to your site, backlinks to this site, original content, ability to, boost SEO with all that. As well, listing presentations, winning listing presentations. Because of this, it's something you do different. So it's a value add to those presentations. There's so many, even putting these ideas down on a one-page hot sheet of sort of, here's all the different values of what you're getting for this. It really hits a lot of buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll design like a page that, could become part of your marketing presentation to say, hey, this is the Ontario Farms Land website, that, and have it kind of broken down. And that's to kind of just carry on to say that this is going to evolve. And like your input is super valuable, right? Like for you guys to come and say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And as we kind of grow, again, at the end of the day, I just love to win. I just want to have a really good website that gets us business. And I think we're going to grow something of a very powerful Ontario Farm and Land team. And before our competition realizes what has happened, I don't think that they're ever going to be able to catch up to us. So it's an exciting time to get on board with it, and just to be a contributor, right? Just like get the word out. Number 10 on Google in 2 months is it's pretty substantial.
And is there an opportunity there at all for exclusive style listings?
We can, the more you guys, because I know, Aaron, you were mentioning that you have some coming up. We can work on something. In the beginning, I'd be happy just to like do that as a nicety, just like, hey, how can we get this on the website and experiment with it? It might look like building out like a blog post and featuring it on there. I don't know what that looks like right now in terms of the business model, but hey, if that's what you guys want, if it's administrative work, like we have to build it out, then maybe we just have to charge you like $25, per blog post or like per listing if you want it to be featured. Because I have people in house that can build that, but it like once we multiply this by 50 agents and everyone's sending in all these listings, then all of a sudden it becomes another.
Yeah, exclusive listings is really good for SEO because of the it is original content. And if it ever does go MLS, it kind of copies it. So you get that boost as well. So it might be a good strategy.
Guys, what Aaron just said is I've been running with the strategy for the past couple of months, and it's genius. When you guys are shooting a listing, this is just a side tidbit for you. When you guys are about to list a property, today's Wednesday, we got it next Monday. Photographer went out today, shot the video and everything. You got all your stuff and you're ready to go live, and it doesn't go live for a week. Write a blog, and we have, like, when I say blog, it sounds like a bunch of words and stuff, but our WordPress platform, you can build a page that looks like a beautiful listing page, and then you can duplicate that for all of your listings. So you build this one template, and then you can build out this nice listing page, and then when you index it on Google, which you should be doing manually through your Google Search Console, then you're the only one on Google that has that listing advertised. And you get, like, we've have had our own listing show up on the first result of Google, ahead of like all of the other competitors, because Google took our information first, right? They're like, no one else indexed 123 any street. You know what I mean? Like that address. And so 100%, Aaron, totally agree that it's a good move. And we've
been doing that for many years with our Spotlight marketing program. We always tell them when you do the Spotlight we index a site very quickly as soon as you essentially sign up for the program. And then when the pictures and everything are taken and video and everything, it's put onto the site before it goes live on MLS. And if the agent goes in and adds that content to that site, again, it gives another boost. And it's the reason why all our listings get found on the top 4, actually on the first page 4 times on Google on average. If you did what I just said, it will almost always be that way.
Wow.
But we've got a pretty strong virtual tour style marketing platform that does that for us. And that's been a strategy we've used for many, many years, and it works beautifully. So
yeah, very cool. Very cool. Any other questions or? Good. Okay. Well, Aaron can pass on. I'll send you an email with our documents there. And if you guys want to reach out, if you want to talk to me directly, then by all means. And I'd love to work with any of you guys. Like I'm just here genuinely as a realtor blood to help you guys win more business. And I'm a non-selling broker. Like I just sit here and try to win more business for my agents. And so that's my goal for you guys as well. Okay.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Take care.
Thank you.
If you guys want to stick around and ask me any questions too, that'd be great. It's always nice that he offered that. We don't have that very often where people say, listen, I'll take off. You talk to Aaron and all the rest of it. I'm not promoting Mike for any other reason other than I know that he is passionate about this, sort of salt of the earth type personality and person. And he's definitely, he's done a lot of amazing things since I met him probably about 5 years ago. And I keep an eye on what he does because that's, like-minded people like to do that. And I think it's a good opportunity. I know on the front page, he actually put my name on there and said, what was it, York and I don't know, Dufferin or something like that on there. Like obviously he's not as familiar with every area that we work in and stuff. So that will be customized to whatever you decide to do. And they're only using easy. I think he put my name on there just as an example. So just so you know, I haven't purchased anything for my own benefit. If I ever got a lead from anything that was done like that, it would be going to the agents. But I think he just used that for that reason, is to kind of give you guys an idea. Any questions on top of that maybe you want to ask other than to him? Terry?
How do I contact him or how do I get started?
Great idea. Great question. You can contact him directly. I would, like I said, I'd add him straight to, Facebook, etc. I got his number if you want it.
Okay. Great.
Give it to everybody. So you can contact him. You might as well. I mean, there's no sense in going through me. So Mike Sealer, his number is 519, and actually to get Tina to maybe put it in the chat window, 519-375-6585 is his number.
One more time.
Yep. 519
Yep.
375
Yep.
6585. His email address, it's always, I love what Century 21 did because it's always first dot last name at century21.ca. So it's mike.sealer, SEILER at century21.ca. There we go. Just to give some insight too, he kept talking about the MoxieWorks platform, right? We have the Remarketer platform. We have that because it is a stronger platform in general overall. It's got a VOW access. It's got a lot more features, and the CRM is stronger. The reason why MoxieWorks could be used in your business if you decide to is if you're really techie, right? He talked a lot about stuff there that I'm sure just went, and because it's techie website stuff. One thing with WordPress is that it's an open source style website that you can make whatever you want it to make it. Really, it gives you a lot of flexibility. So that if you are, saying, well, maybe I can do something with our MoxieWorks site or a Hub 21 site, you can. I would caution, Mike doesn't sell. Okay, he's got a lot of time to boost. Very much like our management team. We've got a lot of time to help you with your business, right? But when you're actually selling and doing business, do not try and spend a lot of time on this sort of stuff. The time is money. And what you should be spending your time on is the things that will get you the highest return on that time spent. And that's with people, right? With selling. Pay the money to the people that are going to get you the highest return on investment, or support you in what you do. Okay. So I know it's fun. And that's why I did it when I always looked at it that way, right? I did it for fun, or as a hobby, and I wanted to know. But when I started getting super busy, I started to say, no, I've got to put that on the back burner, right? So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't do it. What I'm saying is put some thought into it if you are deciding to do something like that. WordPress is a endless hole of continuing to maintain something and spend time on it. So just be careful. But it is good for that. So there is some great advantages to having a WordPress site. WordPress is also the world's everyone that is in that has to anything to do with websites and developing sites knows how to use a WordPress site. So if you want to engage with your MoxieWorks site, you can, and maybe have somebody do it on your behalf is not a bad idea too. So there's some insight into what he's using for the MoxieWorks site. I'm surprised we had up to 40 people there, and we have less questions than I would have expected. I'm getting a little, I guess, spoiled with these Zoom meetings on Mondays because I get so much interaction on the coaching that we do. And then we do some sessions like this, and then you don't see anybody's face. So you don't know, oh, they watching, they getting this, they like it. It's nice to see the interaction. So I got spoiled on Mondays, but I want to thank everybody for coming out. If you got something out of that, I think that's great. I think that's it, unless anybody has any other questions. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like our video, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and even the little bell to get notifications, just so you can stay in touch and watch more of these great videos.